I think we are live. We can start.
Okay. Hi, everyone. Namaste, everyone. And welcome to today's Google News Initiative Startups Lab India live Q&A session. My name is Igor Casenotti. I am Design Director of Ecos. And it's an absolute pleasure to have you with us today. Wishing everyone turning in for good and healthy and safety. Okay. I am delighted to welcome you to our event, and which is part of the Google News Initiative and effort to work with the news industry around the globe to help journalism thrive in the digital age. So thank you for joining us. To open the session, I think we can have a quick word from our Digipub representative. So over to you, Daniel.
Hi, thank you, Igor. I'm Dhanya Rajendran. I'm the chairperson of the Digipub News India Foundation, and I'm happy to be here as part of the Google News Initiative. I've been told that the Google News Initiative has partnered with 6,250 news partners across the globe, and more than 1,000 were located in the Asia Pacific. To tell you a bit about the Digipub News Foundation, we were born last year as it was a necessity of the time. In the last few years, India has seen a boom in digital media outlets, and there was a need to bring together platforms to strategize on strengthening the industry, to amplify best practices, and to battle the onslaught on freedom of expression. Today, Digipub has more than 85 members, including some of the best independent media platforms in the country. So these platforms are all ambitious experiments. And although Digipub's main intention is to keep the ecosystem healthy and safeguard a democracy, we know that to achieve this, we need to build a robust digital news ecology. And it is not possible without capacity building and ensuring funding to budding organizations. So we are happy to collaborate with ECOS and the Google News Initiative Lab to provide resources to various news organizations in the country. And I hope many media organizations will eventually benefit from this entire program. Thank you. Over to you, Gaurav.
Thanks, Daniel. I also have here with me Juliana Proserpio. Juliana is an entrepreneur, educator, and founder of Ecos, an innovation lab and school of design thinking. Over the last years, Juliana has worked to develop an innovation ecosystem in Brazil and Australia to foster the design of desirable futures. Last but not least, we have Philip Shan as the News Industry Relations and Programs Lead for APAC Partnership at Google. Philip defines his work as supercharging the digital future of the news ecosystem in APAC via a diverse range of digital transformation partnerships, strategic initiatives, and innovation projects. Julian and Philip bring their passion and knowledge of how to foster innovation in the news industry. So prepare yourselves for an exciting Q&A session. And before I hand it over to Philip, if you have any questions during this presentation, please ask them in the chat thread on the left side of the screen, the right side of the screen. The Ecos team will bring these questions at the end, at the second half of this session. So now, without further ado, we will turn the time over to Philip Shan to talk about the Startups Lab program. So over to you, Philip.
Thanks very much, Igor. I appreciate the introduction. And hi, everyone, those of you who are tuning in. It's great to be speaking with all of you today. So the Google News Initiative, also known as GNI Startups Lab India, is Google's effort to build a stronger future for journalism by helping small and medium-sized news organizations grow their digital businesses and attain financial sustainability. So at Google, we believe that access to trustworthy information is vital for all components of a thriving democracy. Through the years, we have kept up consistent efforts to help with continued access to quality journalism, contributing to the sustainability of news organizations, supporting emerging news business models, and enabling newsrooms to engage their readers in new ways through the pandemic, COVID, and beyond. So today we're building on this commitment with a new GNI Startups Lab program for aspiring news entrepreneurs from all across India. So what does the program entail? The GNI Startups Lab India is a 16-week program that seeks to help journalistic startups better understand their audiences, create higher quality content, and navigate the pitfalls of monetization. At the end of the program, you will have improved your capabilities to sustainably provide your audience with high quality journalism. So I'd like to pass it on to Juliana from Ecos to give us a sneak peek of what's to come. Over to you.
Thank you, Philip. So we are very happy to be partnering again with the Google News Initiative and with Digipub and creating this global, this Indian startup lab with Google. So basically the GNI Startup Lab India program will support high quality reporting for local and underserved communities. It is tailored to the needs of startup newsrooms in India, and participants will benefit from Ecos' experience in supporting media, startups, and from Digipub's network and community with workshops and coaching. So the program will consist of 3 phases. The first one is product development. So this phase starts in November 2021. And here you will learn how to develop your customer base further, how to refine your content strategy, and how to utilize a variety of innovation methods. For the second phase, the growth marketing that will be starting in January 2022 will support you in matters such as visibility, business acumen, and leadership. And the third phase and final phase is about finance and investment. We'll help you grow your startup to the next level by working with topics ranging from well-being to sustainability and financial viability. So all phases will be fully remote and mostly held via live video calls with mentors and experts, giving you and your team the opportunity to boost your product and business through design thinking. The program will conclude with celebratory demo day. So Philip, I'll pass it over again to you.
Thank you, Juliana. So if you want to hone the necessary skills to growth a digital news business, and you're committed to public service reporting and want to explore a major strategic opportunity in digital media, then you and your team are just who we are looking for the program. So we are especially interested in entrepreneurs and journalists who want to serve communities that don't often see themselves or their stories reflected in their local news, really the next generation. And this program will bridge the gap between entrepreneurs and reporters so that the former can appreciate the content while the latter can understand the importance of financial sustainability. So I will conclude before we go enter into Q&A stage by saying that applications are currently open until the 18th of October, and 10 independent digital news publishers will be selected among all the participants to participate in our first cohort of the GNI Startups Lab India program. To learn more and apply, use the links in the video description below. And with that, we will go ahead and take some time for questions. Over to you, Igor.
And take some time for questions now. Just a reminder, please be sure to type your questions into the chat, okay? It looks like we have a few questions to begin with. So I will say the first one. Google News Initiative Startups Labs India rules indicates that the applicant has to be a company that is less than 5 years old and be making 2.5 crore annually. Is that correct, Philip?
Hi, yeah, I'm happy to take that one. So there is a set of eligibility criteria, which are also all listed on the website, gnistartuplabs.in. And it is indeed that as a criteria for selection, the applicant needs to be earning less than 350,000 US dollars and roughly 26 million Indian rupees per year in gross revenue, and not being operating for like longer than 5 years, and having at least 6 months of like minimal viable product out there. You may find all the details listed in the FAQ section on the website of the program.
Nice. Thank you, Philip. Maybe one question to Juliana. Would the sessions in the program will be offline or online?
So thank you, Igor. So this program will be a hybrid model. So we'll have moments where you will be coming all together with the other startups and learning with each other. And these will be live sessions. And we will also have moments where you're going to be watching pre-recorded videos, learning from it and doing some activities, and then receiving a mentorship session that will be like one-on-one. So we have these different moments throughout the whole program to really help to accelerate the startups. Yeah, I think that's it.
Okay. Philip, if a startup isn't registered as a company, it wouldn't be eligible for this initiative?
So to be eligible to apply to the program, we will only consider those businesses which are registered in India as part of the program. That being said, we have had interested new startups reaching out to us after the initial launch from other countries, neighboring countries of India. Rest assured, there will be other programs in the future which you can apply to, which would suit your needs. And maybe Danya, you would like to add something to that?
Well, I would just like to add about the fact that people who are less than 5-year-old have to apply for the program, because we did look through websites in India, and while the meetings were going on, we decided that it perhaps would be better if newer organizations get funding, because we have noticed that in the last 2 or 3 years, it has become even more difficult to get funding. And in India, the scene is such that either there was a whole lot of websites which came up around 7 to 8 years ago, or they started in the last 3 or 4 years, which is why we decided for that 4 to 5 year gap as the cutoff for the whole thing. And it's important for the Indian ecosystem, because as someone who runs a digital media portal, I know very well how difficult it is to keep going. I know how difficult it is to ensure that the media organization is sustainable. And therefore, any funding which comes in, and also any training that comes in, which tells you how to run a news website, what are the things to do, what are things not to do, how to ensure that you grow your niche audience. These are all valuable lessons to learn. So I think in both these counts, which is one is in relation to the funding, and second, of course, in learning how to really build your audience, it will be a really good opportunity, because our organization itself was part of GNI once. So it has been a very valuable learning experience for us.
Nice. Thank you, Danya. Let's go with one more question. Is the media platform, if my media platform is 2 years old, but is part of a company that is 5 years old, am I eligible, Philip?
Go ahead, Danya.
I mean, I'm assuming that you have registered a company in India, and then the media platform came up later, right? I mean, I guess that's the question. So that really is something that GNI has to decide now. But we were, yes, looking at media platforms that are less than 5 years old.
Thanks, Diane. Just to add, in case of that, feel free to submit an application, as we will carefully go through each of the application on a case-by-case base, where there might be any doubts and to clarify. So yeah, feel free to proceed by submitting a application here.
Okay. If my startup is based in any other country in Asia, but my main audience is from India, am I eligible?
Again, I think partly covered by the previous answer I gave, which is that to be eligible for the program, your business needs to have a registration in India to be eligible for this program. That being said, there are many exciting GNI programs out there, also upcoming in the future, which could be interesting for your business to consider. So stay tuned by regularly checking the GNI Google and News Initiative website as well.
Would the marketing and networking mentorship include global markets, or is it restricted to Indian market only? The entity will, of course, be Indian.
I think I can take that. I think that's a great question. Thank you for that. So the networking, we are connected, especially with the GNI and also at Ecos, we have connections and we have been working globally, of course. So there is a big opportunity. I think that's one of the key things of the growth part of the program, where we will be connecting you and kind of pushing you to grow even beyond in the Indian market, of course. So I think this is something that's a great question. It will be going beyond that for you to grow beyond India. But of course, as you said, the entity will, it needs to be from India. So thank you for the question.
Okay. Anything else? Please use the chat to ask your questions.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can, Philip.
I just wanted to add on to the question from Pranava that just building up on the answer from Juliana, that your business can definitely target also an audience not just in India but also overseas, or international audience. For example, Indians overseas. So as long as your business is registered in India, we welcome a diversity of audience. So that's perfectly fine.
Igor, if I can just come in for a minute.
Okay, sure.
Yeah, because you had asked how is this important to the ecosystem. I just want to add that India is so diverse that it's not just the English media which we have here. We have digital media in so many languages. And I think this entire initiative is important because it does not exclude any language. Everyone can apply, send in their applications. And if you do match the criteria, you can be part of the GNI lab. So I think that's a wonderful opportunity for media houses in English, which are not in English, running in India.
Nice. Thanks, Dania. Will the media startups selected become part of Digipub?
No, not necessarily. I mean, if I can answer the question, anyone who applies need not be part of Digipub. Digipub is just collaborating with GNI. You can be part of any other association. You need not be part of an association too. And yes, after you become, if you are eligible for GNI, again, it's up to you whether you want to join an association. In India, of course, now it's important that you join an association because there are a lot of rules given by the government. But no, nothing, it's not mandatory that you become a part of Digipub.
Thank you, Dania.
I think if I may, Igor, if we don't have any more questions, or until someone else ask a new question, I think it's important to kind of share a little bit how and why, how we were designing the program, right, Philip and Igor. I think it was interesting because we were really trying to listen to the needs of the news market in India, and also what's going on out there. So we're connecting the markets with the global market and understanding what is the best things to accelerate your startup, to really bring the audience at the center of the decisions of creating these new startups that are really focused on the audience, that can grow, that can have sustainability and financial sustainability. I think these are the key things that we're trying to make. There is a big challenge out there. And I think we have been testing this and trying it out. And I think it's going to be interesting to see these startups coming and joining. So we are really pleased to kind of be launching these things. So apply, don't be too afraid, I think, as well. We will be doing the criteria, but don't be shy. The more, the better. It's really important that you all apply, that we select and we see what's out there. So don't be too shy and too conscious. So if you have any questions, also reach out to us. It's really, really important for us to be seeing your startups and what you're doing. It's going to be really interesting. We're going to be selecting, of course, 10, but it's really a conversation. It's really important for us to see everything that is there. So don't be too afraid of it, because it sometimes seems daunting, but it's really something that we want to see everything that is going on as well.
Very exciting. And just to chime in on that, on the content part, there will be a very much customized curriculum over the course of 16 weeks, including onboarding and then going through the 3 phases that Juliana has presented earlier on. Also, during the modules, you will have the opportunity to engage with like those keyword speakers and really folks from the industry, right? From India, so make it very relevant locally for you, as well as selected Googlers from Google on like key topics around like certain product areas or certain news products. So I think that is an exciting combination for the content that's to be expected.
Thank you, Philip. Thank you, Juliana. I think that we covered our questions. So Philip, Juliana, Dania, is there anything else that you want to cover before a wrap up?
I see one more question coming in.
Okay.
How many hours do we have to put in for the course? Juliana, would you like to take that one?
Yes, sure. Sorry. Look, I mean, this is going to be a 16 weeks course, and throughout the 16 weeks, we hope that you can put up to 10 hours a week as a team. And of course, depending on how much you're going to be developing things, it could be a little bit less, a little bit more. So these is something that it's really to work on your startup. It's not a program that you're only going to be learning, but it's really applying this knowledge into your startup. So it's kind of work in a way at the same time. It's learning on the job and applying it right away. So it's not like a disconnected content that you're just going to be learning by because it's interesting, but it's actually applying to your startup. So that's why we are kind of expecting that it will be around 10 hours a week.
Nice. Thank you, Juliana.
I think one more thing that it's important to talk about is about the team size. I think we discussed that a few times, and this might be relevant for our audience here. So how many people should be joining, who should be joining, and these kind of things. So usually we are expecting a team of, I don't know, 4 to 5, maybe a little bit more. There is no like a strict rule, but it would be very important to have someone who be like the one who is the responsible, who has an executive, let's say, responsibility of really influencing where the startup might be going. Someone who is more like a product person, a product manager or a product owner or something like that. Someone who is more connected to the financials, to the business model, and someone who is more connected to marketing and growth. So this is the ideal team to make our startup really grow. So that's why we are asking these skills to be in the team. Maybe in your team, it means that you are the product person, you are the financial person, you are the growth person. Maybe that's the case, right? But we need the skills, let's say, in a team. Or maybe you have 2 people who are connected and responsible for the growth. I don't know. But these are the skills, and usually it's a team of around 4 to 5. It can be a bit more, it can be a bit less as well. So I think that's the overall of what we would be expecting for the teams and for the startups to look like when they join our program. And it's interesting that the same team will be staying throughout the program because it's a construction of your startup, right? So we're going to be building and kind of accelerating your startup. So it's important that the same team is at the beginning until the end. And if you happen to have an executive, a CEO, we have specific times for this person to join. These people sometimes are very, very busy, so they don't have to join for the whole time. They will be invited to join in very specific times. So I think that's probably a little bit about the team size and who should be joining the program and what you can be expecting, not only to learn, but also to apply in your startup, about evolving your product, growing your startup, and really achieving financial sustainability. I think this is the key goal for the startup labs in India.
Thank you so much, Juliana. We have another question. Are these sessions generic or customized for the publishers, aggregators, and others?
Great question. So there are some sessions that are, let's say, for everyone in a way. So the live sessions where we bring everyone together, you're going to be learning from the other startups as well. So I wouldn't say that they are generic because they are very specific for the industry and to developing your product. But we have also the 101s that we are only going to be, it's going to be 100% customized for this publisher, for this specific startup, right? So we have both, let's say, formats, one that is for everyone all together, and one that it's our team, Echo's team, doing the mentorship 101 and really developing your startup with your personalized specifically for your team and for your needs and for where you want to grow. I don't know if anyone wants to, if anyone from maybe Philip or from Igor, if you want to add anything, please feel free.
Happy to add just by saying that we want to design a curriculum, just it makes it most sense and it's most relevant for all the participants. At the same time, as Juliana alluded to, there will be one-to-many virtual classroom sessions as well as one-to-one dedicated sessions to your specific needs. So rest assured that both will be covered, and yeah, that therefore it is. It also requires commitment from the participants to get the most out of the program.
Thank you, Juliana. Thank you, Philip. So I believe we are getting to the end of the session. Again, Philip, Juliana, and Dania, anything else you would like to share before I will wrap up?
No, that's all. Just that it's a good opportunity for people because we don't have too many opportunities. So don't let this go by. Don't miss this. Do send in your applications.
I think I'm 100% with Dania there. I mean, I just want to encourage you all to apply. I think it's an incredible opportunity. And we really want to see you all there. So don't forget to kind of check our website, gnistartuplab.in. And I think that's it. I hope to see you all applying and see all your applications there.
Great. Thank you, everyone. We appreciate you being here. Before we wrap up the session, please don't forget to check the links with more information about the program and how to apply in the video description. Also, the Echoes team will share the links to the program site and application on the chat thread. And remember that applications close on October 18th. So thanks again for joining us today, and we will see you next time. Bye-bye.